Hey y'all, happy Fight Back Friday. This is the Fight Back Friday for April 4th, 2025. And today's call to action is to go out tomorrow and protest. This Saturday, April 5th, there will be nationwide protests against the Trump-Musk and billionaire power grab. The theme is hands off, and the website to learn more is handsoff2025.com. If you question whether protesting is valid right now or whether there really is a power grab, look at who spent the most money on campaigns in the last election cycle and who was at the inauguration with Trump. Over $1 trillion in wealth held by a handful of men, that's who. So this week's Fight Back Friday is to show up on Saturday for one of hundreds, if not even thousands, of protests happening across our nation because protests work. Erica Chenoweth, a political scientist at Harvard University, confirms that civil disobedience is not only the moral choice, it's also the most powerful way of shaping world politics by a long shot. Chenoweth found that nonviolent campaigns are twice as likely to achieve their goals as violent campaigns, and it only takes about 3.5% of the population actively participating in the protests to ensure serious political change. 3.5% amounts to about 11,900,000 people, which is barely more than the populations of New York and Los Angeles combined. So not that many people, to be honest. The most important thing you can do is show up. Be a part of that 3.5%. We need everyone in this fight. I will keep saying it over and over and over again. This is not about red versus blue. This is not about left versus right. This is not about liberal versus conservative. This is about the working and middle class and marginalized people, at least 90% of our population, coming together to fight against a plutocratic oligarchy made up of elite multimillionaires and billionaires who keep shafting us while claiming they work for us or have our best interest at heart. It's a fat load of bullshit. Lies on lead spoons. This is about we the people being the most important factor in decision making, because right now we are not. Big money and corporate interests are, and there's plenty of evidence and data to back that statement up. But back to the most important thing for today. Fight Back Friday. What are we going to do? We need to go to these protests. We need to show up. We've got to make it clear that we, the people, will not be shafted by the 0.0001% anymore. I'm going and I'm making posters. I figured I started on the first one tonight, but I figured a nice way to end this video would be to toss out a few sign ideas I have and ask for your ideas in the comments. So best idea wins an imaginary hippo that sings all the songs of protest from the 60s. So here's what I've written down so far. Just no more lies, no more lead spoons, and oligarchy now. That's kind of a dull one, right? Especially given the name of my channel. Putting the fact the wealth of the Forbes 400 equals $16,000 per each of the over 341 million people in America. And this last one, play with your cheese dick, not our economy. It isn't stimulated by you. So I might have to hold off on that last one in case there will be kids present, you know? Maybe keep it a wee bit more family friendly, but who knows, maybe it'll be there. So yeah, what's happening in America right now, what's happening with politics and the economics and all the things. It's not right, it's not fair, and we must fight back before it's too late. So let's do that this Saturday. Let's protest. Please like, subscribe, but most of all, please share. We've got to get the word out. We've got to bring people together. We've got to do this together. We need everybody in this fight. Also, I want your poster ideas in the comments. I need more ideas because clearly cheese dicks might not be doing it. I don't know. So what are your ideas for good posters, political posters to sum up this mess? Throw it in the comments, and please show up on April 5th. Again, that's handsoff2025.com to find a location where people will be protesting near you. And happy Fight Back Friday.